What does it take to stand alone? To be a teenager with all the power of the greatest empire in human history arrayed against you, and to not flinch. To be offered everything, wealth, safety, a life of luxury, in exchange for one single compromise. And to say no. This isn't a myth. This is the story of a real girl, barely 12 or 13 years old, whose unshakable courage shattered the vanity of emperors and forged a legacy that would echo for millennia. Her name was Agnes. And in the heart of ancient Rome, she did the unthinkable. She chose her faith over her life. It was the early 300s AD. The air in Rome still crackled with the recent memory of the great persecution under Emperor Diocletian. To be a Christian was a dangerous, often fatal secret. But in a quiet corner of the city, a young girl named Agnes was growing up in a wealthy Christian family. From a very young age, Agnes was known for her profound faith and a startling, preternatural wisdom. She was a child of God, and she had already consecrated her virginity to Christ. A vow that would soon be put to the ultimate test. The trouble began, as it often did, with a spurned advance. The son of the Roman governor Sempronius saw Agnes and was captivated by her beauty. He pursued her, showering her with expensive gifts, gold, jewels, promises of a prestigious marriage. But Agnes, with a clarity that stunned everyone, refused. She had a response that would become her trademark. She is said to have told him, "I am already promised to another. I am espoused to Christ, to whom I have pledged my troth. He is the one who will never tarnish my purity." The son, enraged, ran to his father, but he didn't say, "She rejected me." He used the language of the state. He accused her of being a Christian, so Agnes was dragged before the Roman governor. He saw this young girl, this child, and he likely thought it would be easy. He tried a mix of threats and flattery. "Young lady, the gods have been good to Rome. Simply make a small offering to Minerva, a pinch of incense. That's all that's required. You can go back to your family, your life. You can even marry my son. Think of the honor." Agnes replied, "Your promises are empty. Your son's love is a passing fancy. The one I love is Christ. I will not deny him." The Roman governor patience wore thin. He threatened her with torture, but Agnes's faith was her shield. She replied, "You may stain your sword with my blood, but you will never profane my body consecrated to Christ." Furious, the Roman governor resorted to a particularly vile punishment. He ordered her to be stripped and exposed in a brothel, thinking he could destroy her purity and break her spirit. But here, a miracle occurred. As her clothes were removed, her hair miraculously grew long and thick, covering her body like a veil. And a light so brilliant and pure shone from her that no man could look upon her with lust. They were struck with a holy fear. One young man who did try to approach her was reportedly struck blind, only to have his sight restored later through Agnes's prayers. Her purity was not a fragile thing to be taken. It was a powerful divine force that protected her. With his authority mocked and his power rendered useless, the Roman governor had only one card left to play: death. He condemned her as a witch and ordered her to be burned at the stake. But again, the fire refused to cooperate. The flames, it is said, parted around her, burning the pagan bystanders instead, while leaving the bride of Christ untouched. Finally, a frustrated soldier, or perhaps the executioner himself, drew his sword. And here, at the climax of her story, Agnes did not cower. She looked at the glinting blade not as an instrument of death, but as the key to her wedding feast. She is said to have gathered her hair, arranged her neck, and willingly met the stroke. The lamb was slain, but her victory was only beginning. Almost immediately, Agnes became a powerhouse of devotion in Rome. She was buried on the Via Nomentana, and a basilica was built over her tomb. Just a few decades after her death, she was mentioned in the writings of the greatest saints and doctors of the Church. Saint Ambrose, Saint Jerome, and Pope Damasus I all celebrated her courage and her purity. She became the patron saint of young girls, chastity, and engaged couples. For more stories about saints, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel.